All right. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Whitekey Weekly. My name is Anthony Lowy. With me is Todd Romboli. And we have two guests here from the joint. That's true, right?
Yep. Hey, how
All
you guys
right,
doing?
good. So let's start by you guys introducing yourselves.
Yeah. So I'm Nick. I'm Andrew, and then I guess we're the joint guys.
Nick and Andrew, the joint guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we have going on is a cannabis connection app.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So definitely specifically cannabis connection. Want to steer away from anything kind of incorporating cannabis dating app. Anything of that nature, just because we want to focus on that specifically, the connection side of things.
Gotcha.
So I guess it'd be kind of comparable to what's out there now in terms like Bumble, just because there's going to be 3 different profile types within the app. So you can do a few different things. It's going to be something called Joint Spark, which is going to be specifically for dating, finding a romantic relationship.
Cool.
On top of that, it's going to be Joint Zen. So that's going to be something that you're going to just look for people to chill with, find smoking buddies. Maybe you are new to the area, visiting, anything that's going to kind of open it up to friendship or just kind of expanding your smoke circle a little bit, so to speak, is kind of what we're trying to do with that side of things. And then lastly, it's going to be jointpreneurs. So that's going to be something that's dedicated to networking. So just kind of from looking at things, we kind of looked at the market, and there's not so much out there in terms of networking directly as like directed towards medical marijuana or cannabis. I mean, you have LinkedIn, obviously, and it's getting more cannabis friendly, but there's still restrictions on certain sides of things. But yeah, so we've been working on it for about a year and a half now, going on. It's going to be completed. Currently, we have a beta version out.
Okay.
So that's going to be completed, the actual version with all the features, everything we got implemented, coming out middle of January. So excited for that. A lot of cool stuff coming up. We're expected to do like a launch party. We have a lot of marketing stuff that we're going to start pushing. So kind of in the earlier stages, but definitely trying to kind of get community involvement here within Phoenix, as well as nationally. Just kind of moving forward.
So you do want to go national? You want to
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it and kind of doing it market by market, but I think we're just gonna kind of market it overall to every cannabis-friendly state, and kind of push it out that way, and then hopefully it grows naturally and then it continues to expand. In the beginning stages, we were kind of going back and forth with the idea of kind of blocking it off to only cannabis, like medical marijuana states and rec states. But then we decided that, I mean, there's states that obviously people are lobbying to get it passed legally there. So why exclude them from it? Because they're in the same fight as everyone else. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, right on. I mean, it's always great to have some Phoenix boys, want to make a change and make a shift in this industry. It's pretty awesome. So what started you guys on the quest in the cannabis sphere? What started your passion for cannabis?
Yeah, so I've been medicating for about 2 years now. Mine mostly came from just dealing with like chronic joint pain, mainly just from sports injuries. I've broken pretty much every bone on my body for the most part, just dealing with football.
Gotcha.
So just like, I'm not really big into medication or using any form of pills, so that was my way to kind of to help ease with the pain, the tightness in my joints, things like that. And then also, just once I started using, it was really hard to find other people that were using. I mean, mainly because I moved a little bit in that stage, but it kind of opened it up for me. I started in the beginning on my own. So back in December, I started just kind of searching things. Finally, I just was like, I didn't find anything that was kind of meeting my needs. So, I mean, that's usually how something's created. Nothing's meeting your need. There's a few other apps out there that are kind of similar to what we're doing, but nothing specifically. So I just decided to kind of create my own.
You knew you wanted to go into the app.
Yeah, I've always had an interest in doing app development, and then I just kind of tied both of the passions, I guess, into one. And I don't have a tech background. Mine's more like the design side. So there's been some complications and a little bit of obstacles working like with developers and things like that, but always a learning process and growing, going through it. But yeah, so I found a need for it, started pushing forward, and then I came across and met with Andrew, and he kind of had a similar passion for it. And then,
I was going to ask how you guys met.
Yeah, and then after that, we kind of just partnered up and then been tackling it ever since.
That's awesome. What's your experience, cannabis-wise?
So, a similar background. I played football in college.
Yeah.
I think my body's just so broken that you look for an outlet mentally and physically, and I think cannabis, successfully addresses both. And we're looking to create a safe space where people can connect with
essential right now.
Yeah, that like-mindedness, and I think it doesn't have that stigma that's surrounded, and even now with it being legalized and recreational use and medical use, there's still a stigma and people are still afraid and closeted, and we want to take that away and kind of normal people smoke weed.
Normalize it.
Yeah, and
normalize it. Yeah.
You don't have to smoke. You can medicate.
Just say you do. Yeah.
Right. And it's just like people say, hey, I whatever type of medication for blood pressure, for whatever it might be. This can ease a lot of things, and I think it also should be taken in the same consideration as all those other types of medicines. So
totally.
That's kind of where it came from. We met doing what we do on for I guess a day job to pay the bills, which is real estate investment leads. We do lead gen for that, and my background is sales. I've owned a couple insurance agencies. And so it kind of, our relationship is really symbiotic. He's the design, the vision, and I'm the execution, and it works.
Two parts of the same brain.
Exactly.
A lot of people need that. A lot of companies thrive that way. It's hard to name a country that has 2 leaders that's ever been good. But in business it can be cool.
Exactly.
So is it nice to work with your buddy? Does it work?
No, yeah, I mean, definitely, and I think that's the cool thing with our relationship. We've honestly not even known each other that long. It hasn't even been a year, but we get to points just off, stupid stuff, arguing, sports, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And we get to heated arguments to the point where we're almost yelling at each other, but then we literally look at him, hey, let's just stop. And then we stop each other. So it gets to a point where it can get a little aggressive.
That's awesome.
Because I think we kind of butt heads in that because we're very stubborn also in our ways.
Gotcha.
But I don't know, I think it works out pretty well. For the most part, we haven't had anything too crazy happen, but I think that's why it works well. It's because of that.
And another thing, just speaking from experience, you guys are relatively not super busy right now because you haven't officially launched. So
exactly.
All that extra time will all be gone.
Yeah.
So no time to watch sports and argue about it. Anything like
so
that.
We'll just be laser
so
focused.
you've got about 45 days of squabbling left, and then you guys will be crying. So don't worry about that.
You guys must be excited then, right?
No, yeah, definitely very excited. I mean, we got to a point where, with the beta version, we had just a few issues, like I said, with development. So we were a little let down because we thought we were a little farther along than we were, but that kind of happens at every stage. I'm starting to see. I mean, this is my first full blown from start to finish app that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see all the stages and definitely learning through it. Yeah, but it's definitely been a learning experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And in this space, in the cannabis space, I think we're all sharing in that, and that it is a learning experience for everybody.
Exactly.
Because it's a new thing, and to normalize something that's so long been criminalized and looked at in a way that's unsavory.
Yeah.
We can all kind of share in the sense that this is a pioneer spirit type of adventure for all of us. And I think that's what's freeing and cool about it.
Yeah.
Personally. So what kind of features are on your guys' app that differ from, your Bumble or your Tinder, your modern dating or friendship service? Obviously it's cannabis forward. It's patient forward in the states that it'll be legal. It'll be whatever you call that forward.
Yeah.
We've added a lot of just really cool cannabis focused icons, verbiage, just really cool, fun things. There's dabs. So if you really like someone, the integration, it's gamified.
Yeah.
So we've gamified the system, and we've gamified it using cannabis stuff that's
and
kitschy and fun.
Yeah, but in a way that's more like a modern feel. So we were trying to steer away from anything that kind of looked like cliche or kind of like generic, I guess.
Yeah.
So everything we want to do with it is still make it. We want it to be like a very upstanding and respectful app. So
sure.
That's why I want to make it as clear as we can as far as like the cannabis connection side, because that's what it's focused on, is the connection. But yeah, like you were saying, within the app, I mean, it's kind of all based around similar things within Bumble and Tinder. As far as like right now, it's going to be just all based off geolocation for the swiping.
Yeah.
There's going to be something where you can change your location to a different medical marijuana state. Called Travel Bud. So that's going to give you the ability to say you're going on like a business trip or a vacation, or just visiting and you want to maybe meet up with someone to smoke, or talk to someone that knows the best smoking spots or best dispensaries.
Wow, okay, that's right.
Whatever the case may be, it can be used either for connection or informational, because it is hard going to another state. And I mean, you can always go on Leafly and Weed Maps, and there's other great tools out there, but being able to talk to someone and getting that experience from that person is definitely going to be a lot easier than talking to someone who's supposed to be marketing to you.
Yeah, which is great, because I think in that Weed Maps and Leafly world, we're kind of getting that personable.
Yeah, and I think that's good they introduced that a little bit. Yeah, so then kind of trying to build on that side of things. And then there'll be just kind of the similar thing to if you swipe left on someone on accident, it's going to be rewind the rotation. So just kind of terminology based around that. As he was talking about the dabs, so that's going to be a little bit different. When you send someone a dab, that's going to be an instant match. But one of the key features within the app is going to be the messaging section. So kind of same concept as Bumble. We wanted to stay very respectful, like I said previously. So we make it a priority and make women have the power. So they're able to message first and initiate the contact. Yeah. And so that's going to be, exactly. So just to make it like a safe place, make it a place where they feel comfortable to come, because I mean, if you think like a lot of the stigmatism is gonna be around, oh, let's smoke and chill, like that can mean a lot of different things.
Netflix
exactly, the new Netflix and chill. Yeah, so just trying to kind of get that out of there.
You don't want that.
No, none of that. And then also, what's gonna be really cool on there's gonna be something called we're gonna have our blog integrated, which is called The Rotation. That's going to just have different articles about education, business, pretty much anything related to cannabis. It's going to be included in there. Yeah,
the connectivity,
And then one of the cool features we're both pretty excited about is called the Hotbox. It's going to be essentially a forum section, but the way it'll be set up is you're able to create and comment on different posts. So say you have something that you have a question on, oh, how many milligrams is good to start with, or what's I mean, there's still people obviously that don't know the difference between indica, sativa, because there's a lot of newcomers to the industry because it's growing so much. So just giving them that section to be able to go and kind of have an open combo on top of like the connection is kind of what we're trying to get the differentiating ourselves between Bumble and Tinder. But we got so many ideas that it's like, there's an endless amount of features that we think would be cool to add on to it. At some point, we're going to start integrating, hopefully, as far as like mobile delivery, things like that. Integrating different like account features for the paid side. You know, a little bit of everything is kind of what we're trying to touch on. But we definitely want to make sure we have a quality product that we can put out, and then start building the community. And we honestly want them to grow with us. So that's kind of the message we're going to put out is, hey, we're just getting started. We're growing just like the cannabis industry is.
Yeah.
Let us know your feedback. Let us know what issues you have. If you got like a cool feature idea, we want to hear it. Like if it's awesome, who knows, we may implement it. So like playing to the crowd, is kind of what we're doing. And I think cannabis community is such like a strong
vocal
community that they'll take a hold of it and kind of make it their own.
Definitely. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool, you guys.
Open.
I feel like from what little bit I saw from the beta version, it seems like it's going to be intuitive for users that are used to the regular dating apps. So it not much will change, but the cannabis facing aspect is really intriguing to me. not only as a cannabis user, but as somebody who would love to go to another state that has a legal, or a rec state, that I could actually just ask somebody like, where can I go?
Or like, hey, what's a good recommendation? And like they can actually give you an honest, what are the rules? Who knows?
Where do
there's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's so many things. That's awesome.
Yeah, so just kind of like I said, to keep this repetitive, but the community side of things is what we're trying to build, and I think there's not anything specifically out there. There's a lot of other platforms, but obviously we want to be the go-to one for multiple different segments of it. So we're just kind of open to kind of exploring where it takes us, and hopefully, like I said, we just keep growing as fast as cannabis is. So
That's great, and we can just end it on that. Thank you guys so much. I wanted to thank the guys from The Joint for being here. Todd Romboli from DommLife. My name is Anthony Lowy. Make sure you guys visit whitekeywellness.com and use code REDLION.
15 is current on delivery. That's on DommLife, and WK100.
WK100 for Whitekey Wellness. Yes, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look out for. Hey, you guys want to shout out anything? Tell the people.
Definitely check out the beta version of Joint on the App Store. Just get the Joint, search it. It'll be the first one that pops up.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
You're in the App Store. Great news for everybody.